Let's now configure the home page. So the first thing we need to do is obtain an image for display, and the requirements for this image are that it's square and at least 300 pixels per side. So I have an image right here that conveniently is square and 300 image. You can see that because if I go to adjust size, it's 300 pixels. But let me just show you. Let's pretend I wanted to slightly crop it. What I could do in preview on a Mac is I could basically select an area, and then if I hold down the Shift key, that forces it to be a square. That's about the fastest way on a Mac to guarantee that something's a square image. So I can do something like that and then arrange it, and then if I wanted to actually do the crop, I'd hit Propeller K. But I'm not going to do that because my image is already all right. So anyway, I have this image, philip.jpg, that is, I could have cropped using an image to be square and 300 pixels. Now I want to upload that file to the images directory. So to do that, I'm going to click on the images link to display the directory, then press the upload files button. So let's go back to my site. I'm going to click into the images directory, click on upload files, and I could drag files here or choose files. I'm kind of old school like that, so I will select the desktop. Here's my file, click open, and it's uploaded a file. And then to make sure it's happened, I'm going to click commit changes. Okay, so now if I look in the images directory, I'll see that my Philip JPEG file is there. Great. Okay, now I'm going to edit the basics, profiles, and interests section of my bio.json file. To do this, click on the _data link to display that directory. Then click on bio.json to display the file. Click on the pencil icon to bring up the editor. Edit those three sections with our own data. So if I go back to the top level and then click on _data and then click on bio.json, I get this display, and I'll click on the pencil link to go into a simple little editor. This is in JSON format. The tricky thing here is to not kind of mess up the data structure while you're working on it. If you do mess it up, it's pretty easy to get back, so don't be too freaked out. I'm going to put in my own name, and I'll call myself a professor. And then my picture, okay, so my picture is now in philipmjohnson.github.io. Get rid of the template section, and that's where my picture is located, right? Because I just uploaded it to the images directory of this particular repository. So that will point to the right spot. Now, what you may now realize is that you could actually put any URL in this field. So you don't have to necessarily upload a file into the images directory. If you've got a headshot of yourself someplace online, then you could just put the URL to it directly there. That would be fine. But for most of us, we might want to actually just put the image right there. So Johnson, Hawaii.edu. I'm going to put in my office phone number. If having a phone number contact is nice to display on your site, but if you're somehow worried about that, you can just leave that as an empty string, and that will be okay. Website philipmjohnson.github.io. That's my home page now, right? And then for summary, I gotta replace that. Okay, so I got a string for summary, and I'll say I am a professor. I am a professor of information and computer sciences at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Okay, location. I'll just make that 1680 East West Road, Post 307. Again, you could, if you didn't, you could put your home address in there. If you don't want to put your home address in there, this shows up on the resume page. You could leave the address field blank and just put your city and state. That would be fine. Okay, so that's it for the basics part. Now we want to do profiles, which is our networks. And it turns out for GitHub, you'll almost really always want to have that, I think. So we're going to put my GitHub user account name, and I'm going to put it right there as well. Okay. It turns out that for LinkedIn, you may have to look this up, but I know that my LinkedIn account username is Philip M. Johnson, and that you can get to my public profile on LinkedIn the same place, if I spell it correctly. Okay, and in fact, those are the only two professional networks that I want in my profile. I don't use Twitter. I don't use Instagram. I kind of am a very bad user of Instagram. So I'm going to get rid of both of those things. And now when you delete an element, the one thing you kind of got to be careful about is making sure that you do it maintaining the data structure, right? So, you know, you can look up JSON if you want, or you can just understand it by inspection, right? You've got these, you know, curly braces separating these fields, and when you have an array or a list of these curly brace items, you need to put a comma between each of them, except for the last one generally, although it turns out you can put a comma there too, and it won't work badly. But at any rate, what I'm going to do is very carefully delete the Instagram field. And you'll also kind of notice that, you know, the indentation should stay appropriate as well. Okay, so I'm just going to have two social networks here, GitHub and LinkedIn. And then for interests, well, of course, I'm going to put software engineering. And I'm not going to have any keywords for that one. And then I think I might also put kind of like gamification, and I am going to put power quality as a third keyword. Again, you know, if I want to delete a keyword, you know, I could do that, or if I wanted to add a keyword, it might be interesting to show that. I'll do propeller C to copy that section. And then I'll hit a new line, and I'll do propeller V to paste it in, and I'll add sustainability. Okay. I could add keywords in here. Again, they should be strings, comma separated. They won't show up on your home page, but they will show up on your resume page if you have keywords in here. Okay, so that's the basics, the profiles, and the interest section that I've now edited. So I'm going to commit these changes. Okay, and having done that, we should be able to look at the site and see our changes. So let's go back to the top level. Let's go to philipmjohnsongithub.io. And there I am, except I'm not seeing my photo, which I think is probably some kind of reloading problem. Oh my goodness. Oh, look, molly.png. Okay, so good. I'm glad that I had this mistake, because otherwise, you know, I don't know, I forget what the name of it is. So let's go to images. The name is philip.jpg. So I'll go back into the data section, bio.json, philip.jpg, edit, philip.jpg, and then I'm going to go down to commit changes, and then I'm going to go back up to here, click here, let's do a refresh. Let's do good grief. Philip.jpg. All right, it's just going to take it a little bit of time to update. There. Okay, so sometimes it's going to take up to maybe a minute or something for the site to update, and sometimes you won't get it right. So, but now you can see if we click on GitHub, this GitHub link, it's going to go to my GitHub page. And then if we clicked on this LinkedIn link, it's going to go to my LinkedIn profile page. And if we click on mail, which I'm not actually going to do, but you can see down in the corner here, down there, you can see that I've got my mail to link, so you can send me an email. All right, so now we've got the home page all updated.